severe anxiety is something that no one should suffer, but a lot of people do, and the last thing they want to do is talk about it. I really think that people shouldn't be embarrassed to feel the way they feel. I think progression really comes from talking about it and acknowledging it as a real thing.
I was just like, I'm over skating. I've worked so hard to get to this point, and I'm at this point. I'm like, I'm pro now, and like I'm maybe getting a shoe. I'm like, but this is whack. Like this, I didn't sign up for this. It's all like, it's turned into a job now. I'm like resenting this now. Through stages where we're not really inspired by skateboarding, and I'm sure you've had the same thing where you're like, what am I doing?
Hockey 2 video part came out. Him being like, I remember feeling like he was just like, I don't know if people get what I'm going for. And I was like, what are you talking about, dude? This part is so sick. Like, but he was talking about how he did like the switch board slide on the ledge and then switch board slid the double kink that's down here. Because people kept being like, Ben's gnarly, and he didn't want to be known as a gnarly skater. It almost like felt like he wanted to be known as like, I don't know, maybe like a jokester or something? I don't know. I think that's why he did like the switchboard on the ledge first before, like he just wanted to be like, make it fun.
He definitely didn't want to be like the gnarliest dude, but he would do such like unbelievable things, but it was just, to put it like simply, it was like he was just like breaking rules.
People see that as ungrateful, but I see it as the opposite.
I thought that was hilarious because that's how he is.
And I still have it. This is the one. They made a jacket with it too. I don't know. It wasn't like a good thing mentally for me. I don't think it.
He definitely gets in his head about a lot of stuff, I feel like.
It's just probably a lot of complex shit going on behind the scenes, you know. I know that with me, so, you know.
I know he for sure has anxiety.
He was in public, like skating and stuff, because he constantly was feeling like he was being judged. And I mean, there was a point when he came to me and was like, I want to quit. I can't handle it anymore. It's too much, you know. It was just fuck, it all had kind of hit into him at once.
In this video with Costin and Guy Mariano, which is like a huge thing to live up to.
Do you feel like a lot of pressure for the Lakai video?
It's coming on. Slowly it's coming on. I don't know. It's stressful. I don't know, there's so much writing on the video, it's kind of making me nervous.
Yeah.
I've stressed out so much already on this thing.
What's it do?
I've shed tears, all right? I have. Well, you know what? Honestly, there's too much writing on this video, and like people have such high expectations for it that like people are like expecting so much that they're gonna be let down.
When it became something he had to do, you know, he's got these underlying issues that he hadn't kind of dealt with, and then couldn't understand his anxiety. He'd go into himself. It didn't become about him, it was about skateboarding. So he associated that with, I hate skateboarding.
It seems like they all hate their job, first of all, which I don't blame them. That's probably a lot of pressure. They're just normal people, man. They just want to live their fucking life, bro.
How I was taught, and it's like, when I was young and I used to look up to, you know, Mike or Rick or like Fred Gall, like, I didn't know one personal thing about Freddie, you know what I mean? I think that's how it should be. But that's the thing with pro skaters, a lot of them like to be in front of this and do this whole side of it. When you try to keep it personal to a certain level and you don't want to put yourself really out there, that doesn't really give people what they want. Automatically it turns into a falseness that they have to create because there's nothing out there, you know, for them to kind of pick apart at. But it's just definitely, you know, you change. I hope you would change. Hope everyone would change from when they're 15, 16 years old. Otherwise it'd be a fucked up place, man. But I don't have the mentals to do a lot of the skating I used to do back then.
Up. I mean, I was scared for him sometimes. Yeah, like switch on to the fountain at night. What the hell are you thinking?
Everywhere. But fame often became a nuisance for the somewhat reserved skater, as he was constantly hounded by fans.
He wasn't so much about the fame, so when kids would approach him, he kind of was like, hey, I'm just skating, leave me alone. I think kids would trip.
Someone wanted to talk to me, yeah, we'd sit and talk, but I wouldn't want to sign autographs, I just wanted to skateboard, and that's what I like to do.
I found well to that shit. Like when somebody's like, oh, you're you, like, yeah, I mean, I don't know what I'm supposed to say to that, like, yeah, it's me, I don't know about that full part. I've been hurt for a really long time, had surgery on both wrists, pretty jacked, one of them is still real jacked. I'm gonna try to relearn how to skate, hopefully get some tricks for it, a little montage section or something.
People who work in the office, just
Bro, I bet you was in that
I'm
second
above
office.
this. Like, oh my God,
I bet you was
like,
in that second
we're working.
office
We have
when Batman
strong
went in
opinions.
there.
You know those type of people, man. And so much yellow freaking filling to their gray, boring
life.
Like we were just being
Some bars
ourselves, and for them to, I had just read something that Clancy showed me, and it just bummed me out because we had such a good time.
I swear, I was listening to Tyler, the Creator full, before any like of these other fools are listening to it full.
I'm only gonna do it if I can use my footage for the skate video, and they're probably like, yeah, no problem. Like, okay, weirdo. And then I was talking to Logan. I'm like, yo, they asked me, I'm gonna do it, but you come film it, and we'll put it in my video part, just to like fuck with people.
Yeah.
And I was mean to Jonah because he's like, I'm gonna make a skate film. I'm like, nah, you shouldn't. Like what Girl is, where it's like Eric Costin, Carol, you know, BA, you know,
Like an all-star heavy hitter.
right? Like because before then it was that.
Yeah.
Like you watching the Polar video, and Pontus had like some line. I'm like, damn, dude, this guy's not like really following the standard structure of what whatever a skate video is supposed to be. He just put out a promo, and it's like not this like big, elaborate like video with like slow motion and like skits, and I'm like, it was just like a really fresh view on things, and I was like, oh wow, I want to do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
See a serious video, you're just like,
You're like,
I'm not watching that again. You know what I mean? Just remember after like watching Pretty Sweet and like just being like, I'm not like really interested in skateboarding right now, or where it's going. And it's kind of like that question of like, well, what am I gonna do? What's the next step?
No, I think I actually was like more in love with skating then, because I stepped away and then I could appreciate it and come back. And that's usually the story of how it goes. How he keeps coming back and forth. You're like, oh, I hate it. Oh, I love it. I hate it. I Pretty Sweet came out. I moved out here. And just Pretty Sweet was so. It was very gumball at that point. You know what I mean? Like there was a beat by Dre, like product shot in it. I was just like, this is really not what I'm about, and this is not what this isn't Mouse '96. You know what I mean? Like,
I skateboarded for a company called Girl, and when I left there because I was bored of their designs, so to speak, and I wanted something new, and so I started Bianca with the impression of trying to make it more than a skateboard company and taking influences from old Purple magazine and fashion, and I kind of wanted to mix the two.
Everything, man. When I'm traveling, I always try to look for weird stuff or old like magazines, like old Playboys and like weird fucking vintage stores and stuff like that, I guess. Yeah, no, all that stuff is really influential to me. So, yeah, I mean, it's like undeniable that fashion is influenced by skating, and I think it has something to do with like just the way that skaters like to represent themselves, and because so much of it is about like your clothing and like your style, your personal taste and stuff. So I think fashion takes a lot from skating in that way. They just go hand in hand. I don't know. Yeah. It just always has been that way, I think. I guess I don't see the problem in it. I could see what like people being like, you don't even skate, bro. Like, why are you wearing Supreme or whatever, But I think it's cool. Like, it's cool that people are taking it seriously in a way that they want to emulate skaters, and all of this kind of new style of like skating is just happening right now, and like we happen to be right in the center of everything that's happening. So I'm super fucking thankful, and I don't know.
He asked about like how I feel about kids like dressing up, like kind of, and I was like, well, to be honest, like we were dressing up. We were just playing like kind of like Dill dress up. Yeah. And then it turned into like people thinking that they're copying us when really it's just Dill. Dude, we just copied Dill. Look, bud, those fucking pants don't go with that fucking shirt. But what are you fucking doing?
Yeah, we've gotten that for sure from Dill.
You don't fucking wear a blue top,
he said to do
black pants.
Yeah, blue top.
You don't. So sick. But it's funny because as much as he does that, it's like it kind of made us who we are.
When I was younger, I would just put on like whatever pants, like a chino, like skateboard logo t-shirt, and I would have shirts that are way too long but never really pay attention to that. But since I started sewing, started recognizing like, oh, like maybe I can present myself in a way where I'm like, okay, like I could go out and feel content, I guess. Since I found sewing and more of an admiration for vintage fashion, I was like, okay, like maybe I can like lean into that and just like dress myself more individualistic. I don't know if it speaks for everybody, but I think everybody in skateboarding is passionate to a certain degree in pants. And that's the other reason why I started sewing, because I couldn't find the right pant ever, and I'd always have like a pant crisis. So that was like a little motivation to be like, oh, I could sew, maybe I can make something that I actually like. Go out and skate and I don't like the outfit that I'm wearing, then I'm like, I'm gonna sack this rail. Yeah, I think that's the correlation with clothing and skating, for me at least. I guess it can make me feel like in the future, I'm like, okay, like I could look back at this clip and be happy about the way I dress. Can't rely on one thing to make me happy all the time, so I'm happy to have skating, and when I don't feel like skating and the point of getting burnt out, I lean on to sewing. I get to keep both of those hobbies at like a stable level. Yeah, get to keep them alive. There's like a bunch of like fast fashion brands out there that are producing large quantities of clothing, and I guess personally, like I don't think there's like any heart into it.
Back the fuck up. I'll fuck with that.
What? You fuck with that?
Good answer.
Let's go with that. Little bum ass Snapchat. Put this shit on.
Go get your Humble t-shirt. Everybody.
Fuck with your boy. Your boys.
Just put it on, wear it.
We're having just fun. To be weird, like let's just wear wigs today. Not like
I'm wigging out.
8th grade shit. Let's wear wigs and like run around school. Like, I need socks.
Come on.
I hate all the advertising you see that uses skateboarding when they're not a skate company. And I'm not saying not to get money. I respect any skater, surfer, whatever. Like Monster Energy is gonna pay me 20 grand to do it. Like do it. I'm not hating on that. But don't try and convince me that they're sick. Well, no, it's actually like they're really supportive because like, dude, you know you wouldn't ride for them and wear that hat. You would wear a Spitfire shirt if you got free Spitfires or not, because you're like, this is a sick company. Deluxe is cool. They back Baker's cool. They back skateboarding. But to like wear a big Red Bull hat, it's an energy drink, dude. What is cool? There's nothing cool about that. I'm not saying it doesn't taste good or something, because it's fucking bomb, but. So I don't know, but it's the same thing. If you're like out skating with your friends, then I don't think it really matters, you know? Because like the older dudes would say shit about me and my friends. Oh, when we were fucking, and I'm like, all right, whatever. I don't want to be that bitter old dude shit talking to younger kids or anything like that, because not all of them are that way. Because skate shops are disappearing, and they're important for kids to have a place, and not just to buy shit, but to go and see videos and other skaters and look at magazines and not be on their phone the whole time and watch old shit.
For me personally, I think the Gons is just so hard to define, and I think Western philosophies are constantly defining things where Eastern philosophies, I'm talking Taoism, Buddhism, Jainism, Hinduism, are more concerned with the fact that you can't define these things, they just are. And I think for Mark, that is a very important thing to consider. We never, in most interviews, really got the real Gons, and I think that's part of the art form he's pushing. I think that's part of his brilliance.
When two things hit like maybe like my style of skating and then the music, you know, when they hit, maybe it can hit like that chord that I'm trying to find. My name is Mark. You're not mad at me because I skateboard, are you? Do you think I'm too old to skateboard though?
I don't like skateboarding.
Dude, let me show you a few tricks of mine, okay? Dude, what do you think of my timing? A lot of timing, a lot of effort, a lot of responsibility. Shows me his self-dignity. Give me some strength, baby. Because we're gonna show you how we like to do it. 4 wheels on a non-stop go. Police officers coming over to tell us to get on with the show. Rudy, you can't drive because we... That's it for the day. Glasses. This is Jesus Christ crucified to a $. This is Loco de Amor, crazy for love. This is a woman's body with a serpent. But
Didn't have to do anything insanely hard, but it was just something about the way that they moved that made you want to go skating.
It's like that he doesn't really like to skate normal boards. That just makes him more great. His energy and like what he brought to skateboarding, how it made it look fun. That energy is kind of like it's contagious.
How about a sweeper? You want a sweeper? Okay, let him. Back to moving. It's just the whole ambiance, the feeling, the flow.
Okay. Nice, Bobby. Nice. Very nice way that you articulate your feelings. Bobby, I want to get...
Learn new tricks. Learn harder tricks, do them faster, do them more powerful, do them more finesseful, don't get hurt.
City Hall seems to be a new hotspot since Love Park is banned. God! Not like sound like a dork or nothing. Dork. Pretty Raz, got a lot of walls. A lot of fucking shit! Alright then. Today sucks. This dude's an asshole in front of me. Gotta go by him.
They're like so into Bobby Puglio, so into Anthony Papalardo, you know, and Rick Iola, and they're so into like those really raw city street skater guys. You know, that's just a totally raw, pure form of skating. Look at Papalardo now compared to Papalardo before. They're two different types of skaters, you know, and they're both equally as rad. You wanna know how fucking tech he was? He was getting into backside flips, switch frontside crooks on DWP when I first saw him. And I remember around that same time was Photosynthesis, where he did the backside 180 fakie 5-0 across the whole bench at the Seaport. That's fucking gnarly. Yeah. Like the root of skateboarding has and always will be is fun. And making skate videos, you definitely have to put in work. And it takes the fun aspect out of it. You know, we got to go Bondo this, and we got to go light this up, and we got to go here, we got to do that. And skating's not like that. You know, skating's like what Papalardo's part's about. It is about going out your door and skating down the street. Out of all the parts in the video, look at Pop's part, and it's the most true to skating. It's the less contrived part out of everything, you know? And that's what makes Pop's part stand out. You know, aside from the fact that it's all on the East Coast, you know, that's just a totally raw, pure form of skating. That's basically the equivalent of jumping out of your front door and skating something. When we were making this video, he told me, hey, I kind of got this idea I'm going for, and it's going to be just raw New York vibe, skating at night. Like early Hocus Pocus, that's what he kept calling it.
I feel like the video was so gung-ho and everyone was so fucking like, whoa, we gotta get this thing, we gotta do this. I feel like we just did the complete opposite. I feel like it was fun, you know? Which is cool because you do something for so long, like the fun part leaves, you know? We kind of just wanted to do it how they used to do it back in the day. Like, in like video days, like you just film what you filmed and that's just, it shows the time, you know what I mean? I thought he did a lot of hard shit in this part. I thought it was great. I think it's great. The only thing that I didn't think was great is that he was in Times Square in his part. Like, I thought that was stupid. I know for a fact that he would never be in Times Square, like walking around. Like,
Started skateboarding when I was 12 years old. I completely fell in love with it. All I could think about was skateboarding, reading skateboard magazines, watching skateboard videos. There was just nothing in the world but skateboarding. You don't even have to go to a specific spot. You could just cruise around the streets and it's just as fun. It just definitely started consuming me like skating did. I wanted to read about it, you know, go on the internet and watch videos about it and just learn anything and everything I could about woodworking.
It feels like, to being DJing, to making music, to then like playing music, to going surfing and getting better at that, and that's like the new skating for me.
You know, I've been able to enjoy skateboarding in a state of willful naivete. Like I'm generally pretty grateful and happy with skateboarding if I'm by myself. But as I got older, and I would say like in my early 20s when I was in college, I was hanging out with different skaters around LA, skaters from the East Coast. And I noticed that they were critical about skateboarding in this very different way than I was. The criteria for how we judged a skateboarder was really became more and more refined. And I'm not saying that I led that wave of critique, but I was privy to it and I was thinking about it. And I was skating with this guy, Aaron Zott, and he was really close with Bobby Puleo. Like an undeniably strong argument for one style of skateboarding against all other types of skateboarding. And I could not skate like either of those guys, but I would marvel at how articulate and forceful and well thought out and logical their critiques were.
I was on his Instagram and I was just in a mood and I was just like, who cares? Responding to like what 5 skaters have quit. I was just like, no, who cares? Are you serious for a grip tape company? No one cares.
This bearish shit is self-imposed. Like he really does do it to himself, and then he like acts like a martyr and he's like saving skateboarding. And it's like, dude, it's okay that people don't agree with the way that you're running your businesses. Like that's okay. Constructive criticism exists in every industry, and skateboarding is like not immune to that, no matter how many paragraphs and like no matter how many different mental gymnastic exercises you practice. It's just the truth that people don't have to like Cariuma. They don't have to like the Barracks. They don't have to like the Hard Supply.
Don't put music to it. There's no reason. Like these people are trying to see you raw on a board, uncut. Like, dude, you raw, like, just your regular skateboarding is what's gonna show it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
let's hit those bands.
Like you, if you're coming with it, like, it won't be denied. All they want to see is like your style and your originality. Basically, that's it.
Definitely, that's true. Top 2 things. Gap to 50. New York spot.
This kid skates like everybody.
Definitely.
That was sick. I like it.
How many tributes do you think you got?
They had a lot of tributes in there. There was like...
I definitely seen the Fred Gall in there.
Yeah, Fred Gall.
The nose pick.
Jeff Rowley. There's all kind... Man.
Definitely a lot of people from Fully Flared too.
Yeah.
He got freaky.
Yeah, he got pretty flared out on doing a lot.
He did. Freaky flared.
Kids who came up watching the H Street videos and other early tech street videos became fascinated with technical street innovations to the point of excluding everything else. And without a solid foundation of the past, the early importance of style was lost.
Favorite style?
Gino or Van Wastel or Heath.
Which skater had the biggest influence on the way you skate?
Probably Dylan. or Dill or Ave.
Most illegal trick.
Like, okay, switch double tray flip.
Oh my god.
Good.
I love Shane O'Neill. Like, he's one of the best skaters ever, but that trick's gotta go, man. It's the worst trick.
The fuck, dude? Just do a switch tray. What's wrong with you?
Switch trays are so sick. And switch double trays are so whack.
So ass.
If anyone ever asks me, that's my answer from now on.
Switch double tray.
No, that's like no one's ever said that, but that's like the best one I've ever heard.
Something cool. I don't want to rush anything and put it out, and people will be like, you know, what the hell? Like all the videos were so like thought out and so much time put into it, and then you just kind of release like a whatever one. So I want to just, I don't know. I think Jacob too. If we do it, we want to like really put time into it.
It's 90s basketball and then 90s skate. It's like somewhere blending the two of those things, and I wanted it to be really simple, but also like when you start looking at all the details, it's like, oh, everything feels really like considered, you know, like I thought about every little part of it.
And like know that I just need to work more on just doing things creatively to get better at it rather than just like keeping it to myself or just like doing it on my days off. Too young to be chilling, kind of. I'm still too like figuring out my process to be chilling.
He is motivated to look at things and be influenced to create things for his companies. And there are a lot of people that if they didn't have the internet, they probably never would have gone to the library and they never would have found out about different artists. I think even if there wasn't internet, Alex would probably be going to the library and looking at books.
Nobody in my family skateboarded. Like, I didn't watch skateboarding growing up. For the most part, I was just a little kid riding a skateboard, trying to figure out who I wanted to be and what I wanted to do. Last thing to say was I'm always conscious, you know what I'm saying, of what was wrong or what I knew I wasn't about. And I thought I was weird. Like, I'm like, why am I different from all these motherfuckers? It always goes back to square one, which is like, I do my own thing. I'm meant to do what I'm meant to do, and that's that.
Welcome to Hell, best skate video ever made. Ed Templeton's part in this is probably my favorite video part of all time. Feeble pop over a ledge, canceled. No, I'm kidding. Fuck yeah.
Skateboard, come hang with us. Like, oh, okay. Like, suddenly I'm getting all this music that I've never heard and like being included into a world that, yeah, just kind of opened my horizon. Skateboarding itself, but then through that, all the creative people that are drawn to skateboarding and that. So, you know, the suburbs in a way is just like a hotbed for that kind of stuff. It always has been.
Learning through default, the old way, you know, just like make dumb mistakes and then be really bummed that you made them, and that's the best teacher because you really don't want to make it again when you kind of like discover a mistake on your own. Didn't have a huge exposure to culture, and visiting Europe for the first time was just a giant inspiration. I literally came back saying like, that's it, I'm gonna become a painter, because I looked at the museums and everything when I was there and just like fell in love with the whole European relationship to art.
Trained from Paris. I was in Italy looking at some artwork. Just kind of did a little solo mission to Rome and Florence. Then I just went to Amsterdam, expand the mind.
I feel like art was more ingrained as opposed to the suburbia that I lived in. You know, there was public sculpture and, you know, yeah, people I felt even in talking to people that there was like a real heavy respect for art and artists. So I came back from that trip and decided I started buying canvases and I'm just gonna paint.
I think as a pro skater, like having a say in graphics and stuff is super important because I think it's expressive of who you are, and I think typically when people want to support you and like your products, like make it interesting, make it like a rad thing.
For God's sakes, Gino had a one-on-one graphic of a kid licking a tree. It was so corny. Gino hated that. You know, I remember Gino was like, what the fuck, why is this kid licking this tree? Down to even, I believe I was like, can we do this on top with like him like, you know, playing out his little theatrics and like, I don't know, like Winnie the Pooh means a whole lot to me. I know he's owned by like Disney and all that stuff. Winnie the Pooh's the one that they've never really, I grew up having the books when I was a kid, like the A.A. Milne books and like having all the drawings and all that stuff. And I really liked like the sketchiness of like the drawings, and then, because I wasn't watching them on TV, you know what I mean? It was more of like that kind of like the English sort of Winnie the Pooh.
He showed me the graphics, and I was like, what? What is this? This is like Skate Mental, part 2. I don't want to skate for Skate Mental, I want to skate for 3D.
Then do your own thing, because you're my friend and I want to skate with you forever, so.
And I like always had like Neil Blender in the back of my mind of like, you know, just like make music for the video and like do this and that, and all just wide-eyed and start, you know, daydreaming.
Try to diversify my art more, just because I feel like I don't always challenge myself, and then I get disappointed like a year later when I'm like, really? That's like all I could come up with?
Yeah.
You know, what about being an artist? I'm just like, I've always been an artist. I just didn't stop like most people. That's what happens, is most people grow up and they just stop playing. That's what it is. And a lot of artists just play. You like have a fresh sheet of paper and you're just like, you know, someone's gonna look at this and we're gonna talk, that's the interaction. It's like I'm gonna draw something and you're gonna laugh at it or think about it or whatever. And it could be as direct as just a comic strip or something, you know, like a little doodle or graffiti or anything. All of it is some sort of communication, and I think most people just grow out of it, because kids always draw. Every kid draws. Why don't we keep doing that when we're adults?
Better, hopefully you start to figure out how to have a better percentage of the exciting outcomes rather than, you know, the letdowns or whatever, you know. I guess what I'm saying is like, it's got to be steered by this passion and desire to do it, and then the technique comes after.
Just physically standing on a skateboard, going fast, nothing makes me happier than skateboarding around here. I suppose the message behind everything is to not lose that sort of thing that all kids have when they are young, that everything is possible.
I'm not too like into the jewelry for the sake of like bling bling and diamonds and all the fucking like flashy shit. I'm just more from like an art perspective, where I'm just more interested in like playing with it as a medium, you know?
Favorite photographers out there?
The photographer that was the most inspiration was Henry Wessel. I saw Wessel's exhibition at SF MoMA, and it was just a street or a car or an old man on a bus bench, and it was just kind of life. And that's when I realized, oh, that's photography. It's not me trying to be a photographer and, hey, look at what I'm doing with my images. Aren't they really cool and interesting, and aren't they provocative? All this shit.
They were just good photos.
Just good, simple photos. Stay the fuck out of the way and let the scene be the thing. But I sold all my strobes after that, and all that, anything conceptual or contemporary or dress up or forced or themed, any of that stuff I realized was not photography.
This is a visual sound, but this was a super influential video for me when this came out.
1994, Stereo blows a breath of fresh air with its video release, A Visual Sound.
Like Jason Lee, you know, same thing. Just amazing, just happens. Nothing's forced.
You started losing the late flips and the under flips. It was more smooth and stylish, managed stuff clean and popping it. Nowadays, I just think it's what's the biggest rail and who can do the most tricks, and it's more like hammers like this on videos rather than like pushing. Like no one really sees pushing. And
I want to see him skate. I want to see him push, and I want to see how, you know, how they land and how they ride away.
For those of you who don't know, he really came up because of Eastern Exposure 3, I would say. I first heard of him maybe because of the Sub-Zero video. You know, just like raw, pushing down the street. Definitely like a fresh take on skating at the time. And I would say his Eastern Exposure 3 part, at least for the time, was probably the best actual street skating part ever. There are awesome parts. You'll see like Guy Mariano or Costin or something, and those are awesome parts too, but they were skating like schoolyards, skating, you know, spots. And Ricky's was just ollie up the curb, hit the cellar door, ollie down the curb, hit the pole jam. A big shift in skating, and you could see that he kind of kicked off a trend, because after a while there was a lot of people that skated like him.
The exact same.
So yeah, we skate the same
exact
stuff.
same style.
And
Equal ability
I
level.
thrive on transition.
Thrive. huge. It brings the entertainment, which I don't. I just usually sit there and don't say anything.
I like really love those guys, and I'm so grateful to be a part of a company that awesome and new like that. Like, it feels so cool to be on a team that just started a year ago. I think it just works too. Limousine doesn't have a heavy like Instagram presence. It's like a personal thing where it's like I want to do as much as I can. I just want to be a part of it really bad, honestly. I think that's what it is. Not many people know, honestly. Like, I was never like a part of 917. Everyone had quit 917 and he was still giving me boards out of his car. They're planning on starting something. We were just skating together all the time and had footage. When the new company started, he just like wanted to use my footage for that. I don't know, I was really hyped though because he really wanted me to be a part of it, not just be like a flow kid. So I was like really excited about it. Skating a skate park with your friends and you're just like, oh my god, this is so fun. I don't want this to end. It feels like that a lot of the time when I'm trying a trick or something, especially with Logan because he's just like the funniest person too. Filming with him, I enjoy myself that much, honestly, when I'm skating.
Oh yeah, Ben Reimers, legend.
Ben Reimers, legend.
Ben, come over here. Ben, come here. Yeah, Ben, get over here. Ben, how old are you? And where are you from? Come on. Come over here, Ben.
I think Jerry has like my favorite style in skateboarding. That's why I like him a lot. I like how he doesn't really like always land perfect, but it still like looks amazing. I like that he tries. You could tell. I mean, obviously you could tell. Fucking half his part is him dying and stay gold. I really like Louis because it looks like he's always having fun, but he also like skates everything. Like he'll skate a gap, he'll skate a rail, he'll skate the shit out of banks. Well, he can skate everything. I have Louis' part screen recorded on my phone.
So I uploaded like Sky Pager, and I could watch Julian's part from that. And I just remember people always talking about that part, like Sub-Zero or like Blind Days when I was younger, where like they were so hard to attain at that point. Yeah, I had never seen them. We were just watching like Marc's part from Video Days and Jason Lee's part and being like, oh, this is shit. I mean, you just hear about these like, not tall tales, but just like these videos that have such a like mystique about them that you're like, once you finally like have it, you feel like you're in the club and you're like, oh, you're studying it, you know?
Dylan was like, again, that like a cousin figure, not like an uncle, you know, and I just wanted to do whatever he, you know what I mean? Even before I knew him, I bought his Gravis shoe, which was like controversial, which was that like slip-on, like leather with this tiny thin sole, you know? People talk about Cherry being influential. That Dylan Gravis part really flipped shit around, especially because he was so good looking. It was like, you had to hate it, you know?
Yeah.
You're like, oh, like, no way. And undeniably, his skateboarding spoke for itself, you know?
When I first started skating, I would just watch like the barracks. I was like, I don't know, I was like a 10-year-old kid or something, like just like looking at like whatever I could get my hands on. But I just remember like the first time I ever saw Dill skate, it really like opened my eyes to a different kind of skateboarding. Because obviously Dill skating is like the opposite of like the barracks. So that kind of changed the way I looked at skateboarding.
The way Dylan dresses reminds me of Dill at that time. When I first met Dill, it was like, here's my fancy fashionable shoes and here's like these pants that no one's wearing. And like Dill had those like cut off pants that were like big and short. They were like high waters there, but it was like it had something to do with fashion, and I think that Dylan's into that.
Do you think that Dylan takes that from Dill?
I don't think he takes it from Dill. I think that he just expresses himself in the same way that Dill did when he felt like he could be his own person.
He just landed and just threw it away.
That I did it in '99, I don't know, it was just this whole thing. So I cracked one over it and it came to my feet and I was like, damn it, I think I could probably do this, you know? Then I was looking at everybody there in the plaza. I just seen them there and half of these kids weren't even born yet in '99, you know? And they got the picture on the wall, they'd seen the video a million times, and I was just like, man, fuck it. I'm gonna try to stick this shit. And then once I made it, I realized like it was a lot for me too, you know? Like at 43 years old, it was like, fuck, I actually can still do that, you know?
Fuck yeah, man.
Of course, Welcome to Hell, Alyssa Steamer, whether I knew it or not, it was like so important, I think, to be able to see that there was this girl skater that was just part of the crew, you know? And that really was like, you couldn't find that anywhere, so that was really cool to see back then. I needed that. Toy Machine, Welcome to Hell. Alyssa, I think I was already just like a little bit of like a competitive little shit or something, and I was like, I'm gonna be that good. Like I don't know, I just like had this weird attitude that at the time I refused to like list her as my favorite. But I think she impacted me the most. And then it like pans over and you see the gap in the triangle and she like ollies in and like, I don't know, it's a memorable trick. I don't know, I felt like it connected me to her and like this thing, you know, something I watched when I was 10 years old. Now there's room for like one girl on every team. That's how far we've come. She's like the original. No one can ever duplicate that.
Bill's like, dude, yeah, you did it, like, sick. He wasn't really like, yeah, you fucking did it, man. He was just like, dude, you did it. Away. Dude, I knew he wanted the right away, right? So I was like, fuck you, like, fine. And I'm like, I know in my head, I'm like, okay, I'm in the zone right now. I'm not coming back. All right, same thing. I know I can do it. I know I got it. And then, like, yeah, dude, a couple tries later, I think I just did one, went down. You can see it in the clip. I ollie off the curb and I look back at him and I'm like, and he's like, and then that was when I knew. I was like, it's fucking over. Thank so sweet Lord. And that was like, that was like the best probably feeling of my life.
Amazing. That right away, so dude, worth it in the end.
So worth it, yeah.
That's when you thank Bill for making you keep doing it.
I think it ties back to the kind of like being a perfectionist and feeling like deep down like I'm capable of like doing this. And when the process starts to prove something else to you, you've like put so much in and you're like physically like falling apart and you're like trying to mentally stay in the place to like do something that you know you can do, but like with each passing attempt you're like suffering and you're like, I don't know how much more I can do. But you're trapped because you trapped yourself there and you're like, I'm gonna prove this to myself.
She slips out, hits her face. She like screams, picks up her board and just walks back up and tries it again.
But like that one actually landed with me rolling away, which is you just like black out and suddenly you're rolling away and you can't believe it. And it's like the best feeling in the world because you're free.
It's not just about the tricks. It's about the games that you play, that you come up with, that become the process. Choreographing pigeons, chasing buses round roundabouts, security guards. One of the best moments of my entire sporting career, Skateboarding isn't what it was to me when I last made one of these things. I don't need it to be anything more than fun now, or want it if it's anything less.
He just was flowing too, man. He was flowing, but it was like he was fast and like he had tight movements. He had snap, you know, and it was like charisma. He had like spark, you know. It was like you could just tell he was on, you know, and he was always hyped. He was like, he just had energy.
Trying to just emulate every single thing, like, you know, trying to get the haircut. Like, everyone was doing like the Tony Hawk haircut. We were trying to do the Nadas haircut. That was what was so amazing about it, just that someone could spark that.
Nadas' unique take on skateboarding, as well as fashion and even music, began getting him attention worldwide.
And so much, just he had his own style. You know what I mean? There's been like so many like pillars of like people that I saw skate in person and like, oh my God. Like Huff, Scott Johnston, Mike Carroll, Reese. I can think off the top of my head, those four guys. And I just remember I was like trying to like jump down stuff and trying to do the America, like Baker, Toy Machine thing. And I think I just realized at one point where I'm like, I can't skate like that. It's like not my skating. But it was such the zeitgeist of that time. That was like, if you weren't jumping down shit, you're not gonna get sponsored. So I was like trying to kind of fit into a mold that didn't work essentially. And seeing like Reese Forbes at the time, that like really like informed me in a way where I kind of was like, wow, you can skate like that.
Just admired him, his style right away. I was like, damn, that looks good. Like the way he skated, you know, never felt contrived.
It's like, you know, making big stuff look good, which is like, you know, hard enough as it is to just do it. Heath Kirchart, like Jeff Rowley, Arto, like they do crazy, crazy stuff, but they make it look amazing.
Watching videos, I'd watch more about people, how they did the tricks more than what tricks they were doing.
There's this guy, and he does tricks, and then there's this guy, and he makes tricks look good.
I have a problem with the sense of style, you know, because I've seen people who could push down a block and have more style than, like, you know, people with a contrived style.
There's like a panel of judges in skateboarding, you know, like the dudes, and if they deem it's cool, then it's cool. No matter what kind of skating comes about, there's always people who can make the same old look amazing. It's nice to be able to see guys do stuff that is exceptionally hard, but make it look so natural and so good, you know? There always has to be people that inspire other people, you know?
Especially Mark. Being taken under Mark's wing and having Mark like teach me about life was pretty awesome. Like, I wouldn't be like how I am today, I don't think, without him.
He had kind of a unique bag of tricks that you don't normally see.
The common thread between everyone is that everyone's got their own unique style and way of doing things.
New York is more about how well you can like flow, and like LA is just like all the little skate park kids like can just do the craziest handrail tricks and shit.
I'll tell you right now, he skates in New York a lot. New York, you're just not gonna get as much footage. It's different, dude. I didn't bring any equipment with me. I had a camera light. Like, no one has a camera light, you know what I mean? It was like, you can't do generators here. It's way different, man. I think Anthony's just kind of like trying to stick out, and I think that's what keeps it going for him, you know? You know, you can't keep doing the same thing or it gets boring. He just wants to keep reinventing himself. I think that's cool.
It just was time for me to go. Like, I needed something new, and like coming to LA and skating all like new stuff, skating with new people, it's been like super awesome. I can't really like say anything bad about it. I mean, there's tons of stuff that's bad about it, but it's awesome. It's like just awesome to move to a new place and like have your friends living there. It rules. Living in LA rules.
Because at this time, I felt like it was almost like a rule, like, nah, you gotta move to LA to like make it big or whatever, because that's where skateboarding was. I have more space. I almost felt like stuck or super confined, and I just wanted to go somewhere familiar and a place that I felt had potential. And I feel it now since I've lived here, like out filming and out looking for spots. There's not like a rush to it. I don't feel like a bunch of like weight on my shoulders of like, oh, a bunch of dudes are gonna come find this spot. Do I have to keep this thing a secret?
You know how it is when you look in the mirror? You don't think about it. When you look in the mirror and you go, oh, well, there's that guy, you know, and you catch yourself. When you catch yourself in that mirror, you see the stage you're in. Are you happy? Are you sad? Are you confident? Are you rosy? Are you beleaguered? are you here?
Because everyone will tell you to like not do what you love to do. So I don't know. You just have to just like keep, like if you know that you want to skate or you want to, you know, you just have to like keep doing it and not let anyone tell you otherwise. You know?
Combined elements like this, for instance, graphic elements, and kind of like almost like experimental video making or experimental filmmaking intermeshed with skate footage.
That brought to my child eyes film and imagery that I'd never thought of, and brought me regions of America I didn't see. It's still my favorite, probably. It's, you know, this, Video Days, and the H Street videos are my favorite videos, and not just because I'm fucking old. It's because they're good. You guys get fed the same shit on your phone every day, and I feel like I'm lucky. You guys are lucky too, but this was some shit.
And I was just a fan, man. Fucking exalt the fucking new God. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, it was pretty fucking epic.
It was clean. Yeah, you know.
It was just straight to the fucking point.
Yeah, and there was kind of this underlying fuck you to it. And Blender's connection to it. You know, they came out with Memory Screen, and Memory Screen was badass.
Memory Screen is incredible. It's like, that was like an art piece. I remember when I first saw it, I didn't understand. I was like, I'm ready to see some skating. The first 10 minutes is just like an acid trip, like, and I was just like, what the fuck is this? This sucks.
401 like had that industry section, and that just blew my fucking mind. Like when Jason got on the team with Anthony and those dudes, and so that's when like the workshop became like the workshop to me. You know, the team aspect and like a good like direction of where it was and what it was supposed to mean and be. And I think that was a prime for them for those couple of years.
Which I know that if I were to put on now would resonate with me just as it did then, if not more so. It has to be Minefield, Alien Workshop Minefield. Because that
Great
video,
choice.
again, is beyond tricks. This is more than skateboarding. America, this is skateboarding. Alien Workshop, Minefield, this is beyond skateboarding, as far as I'm concerned. Greg Hunt is a superb filmmaker, and he and the whole team, some of whom were just breaking out at that time, others, it was their last push. They did skateboarders, all of us, as a people, as a species, they did us proud with that video, in my opinion.
I love their art. Yeah, it's the best.
Fuck, like, look at that. It's so sick. Dylan Avery's killing it.
Yeah, Dylan Avery the best.
Fuck.
I think Photosynthesis is the best skate video ever.
I'm more interested into like the graphics and like what went into them now than back then. It's just because so much was going on back then. And like I said, they just pump them out so fast, you don't even realize and take it in. And now it's like, it means something more to me now, I guess. Even though it like still kind of doesn't. Like I have no social skills because of virtual reality. Like everything out the window because of virtual reality. Just fucking, that was the only video I had, and I just burned that thing, and I just, into my head, and I watched that video so many times, and that's what I grew up on. I learned how to skate from like one video, I feel like. Now it's like kids learn to skate from like a feed, or like, the options are so crazy, it's like, it's too much, I think. I think that's a problem, but that's a whole nother segment or something. I went to a demo in Ohio, and like 10 kids had it, and it just freaked me out. And I just tripped out, and I just like, had to leave or something.
Beardick, Mikey Taylor, Barra is so upriver.
What does that mean?
They're upriver. They're like, you know, they're where the, you know, where TVs exist, the internet, fishing's better. Who's in the van on tour? Who's dirty and in the streets all the time? The downriver kids.
I feel like skateboarding is just split in half in some ways, and there's one part of the culture that is skate parks, and it's the sort of aspect that went on to TV with the televised contest series, and you know, there's talk of it being in the Olympics. But then there's like the kind of pure strain that's always been the same, and it's just street skating. You leave your house and you're skating, and it has nothing to do with Mountain Dew or the TV or anything, and it's just, you know, skateboarding, pure and simple.
So Dylan was like instantly downriver with us. As far as Dylan goes, between the time he got on the workshop and him just being with us all the time and being so much like Ave and I, it seemed like he wasn't ever not there.
Yeah, I think they got a lot of talk when they came out. Definitely got some shit for him, but I fucking dig him.
At the time, Dylan was super influenced by fashion and just stuff in that world. And that's kind of like where it kind of stemmed from, was like, you know, not going like, oh, how can we rip off the Nike Dunk again? Or like, how can we, you know, like you look at a lot of shoes and it's sad to say, but they rip off the classics. He wanted to do something different as well. He was willing to take the risk and said like, fuck it, I don't care, because he did get a lot of heat for it.
I definitely kind of faded away for a little bit. Kind of got lost in my own head. Maybe some other things.
Oh my God, son, Dylan Viter. Yeah, dude, he's so sick. He's like my favorite right now. Yeah. Best impossibles in the game. Look at that. Gee, dude, what are those ups? Yeah, I don't know, dude. Whatever he's wearing, I gotta get me that.
You know, where to push, where to pull back, and really make sure that the brand doesn't lose its direction.
These dudes that he's picking for his team, he knows are great skateboarders, and they might not fit a fucking mold of like, this is the dude that's gonna make somebody wanna wear a weed hat or whatever people think is a definition of his company, you know? He's just like, this is a rad fucking skateboarder.
I think it's a good mix of people. I think overall what everyone has is good style. You know, all their skateboarding has amazing style.
It seemed to me that with Keith, he was totally backing what Austin and I wanted to do and what we wanted to create, like shoe-wise and branding-wise with us. And I don't know, I just like kind of believed him. I really wanted to support a skateboarding brand. I was a bit fearful of like, what happens if I go to like one of the other fucking companies and they just like, skateboarding is not cool anymore, so we're gonna fucking pull the plug again. Like, I don't know, I just didn't, wanted to back skateboarding, you know.
He understands how to do it as far as like letting the riders express themselves and do their own shit on the Huff platform than going into one of these things where maybe the checks are bigger, but you're definitely gonna have a lot more freedom, a smaller thing like a Huff.
You know, he let me make my fucking fancy shoe, and Keith was totally down to back the vision that I had for the shoe. And you know, even the fucking ad campaigns, when they come out, people are gonna be like, well, this don't look like a Huff ad, you know what I mean? You know, it's cool that he understands that.
And therefore, he ended up having a really awesome style.
I think Dylan and myself and a lot of other people were part of that, you know? Like Dylan, for instance, could skate tranny, but also could like, you know, skate tables and like, it, you know, meshed all the things together.
But he had to prove himself.
You can give Dylan all the shit you want, but he looks great. He's goddamn good looking.
I mean, him and Alex both have like that. They're both like good looking, like fucking Johnny Depp. Like, well, we'll see who gets like all the girls tonight. You know what I mean? Usually it's Dylan, but yeah, but it's real funny.
First try, whack, to his feet, 1 foot landed, shot his board away. I was like, maybe 7 later.
Fascinating to have seen it, and it's crazy that we're not going to see it anymore. It's like a fucking gem in your life.
It's the only thing I think that can. I think it's the only thing that keep us from like even like falling to tears about it right now is the fact that we got to watch him grow from a child into like a man, and like we got to like have all that time with him in different countries and just watch him do his thing and be
It's-
him.
like
And
I said,
I feel like if, you know, of course, like, you know, we wouldn't be so sad if we didn't have that, but at the same time, like, I think that's why I'm able to deal with it.
I love that picture of me and Dylan. But yeah, Super Dylan, he's the best.
Books that don't even bother kids, just stay ignorant.
Hey, how many,
it's blissful. I donate a lot, after a while I donate a lot of clothes and stuff to like teen shelters and like for runaways and kids with like, you know, problems and like homeless kids and whatnot. Try to give back to the community, you know what I mean?